After 3 years without our annual meeting at Lake Junaluska, the Holston Conference of the United Methodist Church came together for worship, prayer, and Holy Communion. Under the theme, Pray Together, an estimated 1,100 members of the Holston Annual Conference gathered June 5 through 8 at Lake Junaluska, representing 852 United Methodist churches in East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, and North Georgia. For some, their arrival at the lake marked a return to familiar traditions, while others had the joy of experiencing our conference gathering for the very first time.
I just would like a raise of hands, those of you that are here for the first time. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yay, yay, yay.
Many clergy and lay members from across the conference may have brought with them unease and uncertainty surrounding the current climate of our denomination. But for many, the 2022 session of Holston Annual Conference will be remembered for powerful worship, getting to know a new bishop, and the year people were thrilled to be back together at the lake. In her Sunday night sermon, and throughout our time together, Bishop Wallace Paget emphasized discipleship and inspired us to live into our calling no matter the season.
And this is the truth I'm talking about. It is always the right season to make disciples of Jesus Christ for the transformation of the world. It is always.
Throughout the week, we were blessed by the impassioned preaching of some of Holston's clergy leaders.
The real power, always and forever, is when the Word becomes flesh, when comfort is embodied by God.
The power of God that transforms lives is still as real today as it ever has been. It's not diminished by our struggles, but our struggles diminish our witness. Who was really in control?
After 10 years away, longtime Holstonians heard the return of a familiar voice to Holston, as Bishop Swanson reminded us of how Jesus prays for his people.
And so, my brothers and sisters, all I'm telling you is that you're on this journey today as a part of the Christian journey, not because you went to a meeting one night and your heart wasn't right and something got a hold of you, or because somebody yanked you by your chain and began to tell you about Jesus. No, you are on this journey because one day Jesus prayed.
For 2 morning worship services, the Reverend Tom Albin, author and retired dean of the Upper Room Chapel, offered teaching moments on prayer.
Some of us have a spiritual life where we're trying to breathe through a coffee stirrer or through a straw. And God's will is for us to have a snorkel, to get oxygen for our soul.
In following Holston's unique heart for missions, many will remember Monday night's spirit-filled mission celebration as a highlight of the conference. Together, we collected over 5,000 hands-on mission project kits for missions in Liberia and Zimbabwe. All this thanks to Holston churches over recent weeks. All but 2 of 9 districts exceeded their goals in providing food, school, and health supplies packaged in buckets and backpacks. During our 3 days together, Holston raised over $60,000 for our ministries in South Sudan and almost $40,000 for Change for Children.
We will feast in the house of Zion.
Even through moments of debate and disagreement, Holston still carried out the business of our annual conference with respect, grace, and at times, a little bit of humor.
And we appreciate your ministry too. Thank you very much.
And my wife told me not to get up.
So would you like to sit down?
We took time for lament and discussion over the plague of racism which is still evident in our conference.
Here is a theological statement, and I think that every one of us in this auditorium would agree with it. Racism is a sin. Racism is a sin.
A panel of 5 clergy and lay spoke on ending racism within the bounds of the Holston Conference.
I feel like that this is an opportunity for us to spring forward. I plan to stay in the church, but we've got to work together, pray together to do away with this racist thing so we can advance the agenda of making disciples for the transformation. I'll go quiet now.
Amen. Amen, brother. Amen.
After so long apart, clergy and lay people alike were reminded what it means to be Holston. As we continue to pray together, may we be strengthened to live into this season of making disciples.
It is always the right season to make disciples. And that includes in a time in the church that is challenging, ever-changing, stormy, tumultuous, uncertain, and hard. May it be so in your lives and in my life, now and always. Amen.